We have a huge Bitcoin buy signal forming on the weekly as we saw here, and it's about to happen here, hopefully in the next week, which will explode Bitcoin upwards in price. Let's get right into this video. For checking out the channel. Every day we put out a new video about cryptocurrency education, markets, giveaways, and more. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any content. Now let's go to the moon. We're going to go over the huge Bitcoin buy signal, but what we're going to do first is go over a naked Bitcoin chart from the long term, from 2012 all the way to the present date, so we can put everything in perspective. So first of all, if we look at bull markets, you can take a look and see that our previous all-time highs in bull markets, they do not get invalidated. So what we can take from that is if we do come down in price here, I'm not expecting price to break down under 20,000 as it didn't do in previous bull markets. And then you're aware with the Bitcoin halving, which is about 950 days, I believe, maybe even less, which reduces the rewards, splits them in half, which has always been bullish for Bitcoin. And that's going to happen a lot quicker than you think. I mean, time just flies now. So with that knowledge, I want to turn on some of these moving averages. I don't think the 200 will show, but the 50-day will show as the 50-day on the monthly will show. So I want to put this in front of you guys. Look at how this bull market, 2013, 2012, we exploded in price, and then we pulled back in a 3-year prolonged bear market. But notice how we actually tapped off this 50 moving average right here, and notice how the end of the bull market in 2017, when we had our prolonged bear market as well, how we actually bounced off the 50-day moving day average as well. So you can see we did it twice, once here, and then COVID. Yeah, this is the COVID crash here. So both bull markets, when they ended, we actually retraced back into this moving average. It happened both cycles. Will it happen a third time? If we look at where the moving average is right here, it's approximately $25,000, which actually puts it in the area that I had. If we break this low right here, the 28,000 low, I'm looking anywhere from like 23.5 to 25,000. It's kind of a wide range, but there's some support there on smaller time frames. So let's go into the weekly, and this is where I am seeing the huge buy signal coming. It's important to note, like when I'm looking at assets, it's important to look at larger time frames to know where the trend is. Is it in an uptrend? Is it in a downtrend? What's the overall trend, you know, in the larger picture? And if you look at Bitcoin on the monthly, this is definitely in an uptrend. And you can see how Bitcoin has moved from the start. I mean, just one of the best performing assets in the last decade, if not the best asset in the last performing in the last decade. So you can see we took out the previous all-time high. We have moved up, and now after this huge move up, we are in this accumulation phase, maybe this continuation pattern to the upside. That is the goal. So a price of any asset won't just keep going up. It needs to, you know, consolidate, right, re-enter accumulation phase, you know, change hands of all the coins and things like that before it can just keep shooting up. It's healthy for markets to pull back. So that's what we're kind of seeing here. On the weekly, you can see that we are busting below the 50 moving average right here. This is strong resistance. If I do it from potentially this area right here, honestly, this whole area right here, you can see this is where we put our first all-time high in January 21st, 2021. I mean, January 4th, 21, and then used it as support, broke down here, resistance, support, huge support here. We bounced off this support, and then now you can see this huge resistance, and it lines up beautifully with this moving average. So if I draw a line so it's more evident, you can see that I think when we flip this, what is this? 42K, this moving average, all of this, this zone, I think we will move up to, also, we need to break that 45K right here. Where is it? Approximately 45K right here, which we'll visit. And then the yearly high is just, the yearly open is just there as well. So going to our buying signal, the 4 and 9 EMA on the weekly is just beautiful. You can see how it gave us an awesome buy signal here, continued all the way upwards. So you got the buy anywhere from about, let's say, $8,000, and you got the sell at $55,000. You got the next buy here, so we highlighted that. You got the next buy anywhere in the 37 to 38K region, maybe 39K, and then you got the sell again at 57K. So if you just follow this strategy, I mean, the chances of getting whipsawed on the weekly are very minimal. You might, get in and out. I thought this was going to cross here, and I did a video on this. So this video must have been a few weeks ago where I thought the signal was going to come. And now I actually waited till 8 p.m. It's 8 p.m. Eastern right now. Maybe like 8:10, 8:15 or something like that. But you can see that the week just restarted. There's 7 days. I really thought we were going to cross here. And I thought this is what we need for us to break through this resistance. So if we go down onto smaller days like the 4-day, let's take a look at the 3-day actually, and remove. You see we have the cross here, but with smaller time frames you get more of the signals, so more whipsaws. That's why with the weekly this works so beautifully. And let's just take a look. In the 3-day, we're just bouncing like within these moving averages. They're becoming flat, so I'm actually expecting a move. You can expect a move when we kind of just flat out right here. I'm also still looking at this like ascending triangle on the daily, so let me remove this. You can see here, this is like the huge point we need to break, this 45K point right here. When we break this 45K point, I have my next target, immediate target at $53,000, somewhere around this region. $53,000 would be my next target. We are looking like we are putting an ascending triangle. So if I just do a quick triangle right here, we could do it like this. Okay, so with the ascending triangle, we'll be looking for a full reversal. So we're looking for lows. Let me throw the RSI on. Nothing too crazy, but we're looking for essentially the higher lows. So higher low, you can see here. That didn't get invalidated, that didn't get invalidated, and now we're putting lows here. On the last Bitcoin video, I said this is a great place for us to bounce. We have a huge bullish daily engulfing candle, and we are likely to see a bounce. Now we're moving into some, small resistance, the 42K region, but this is where the large resistance is. The more times we attempt to break it, I think the more likely we are going to explode to the upside. So I'm just watching this area right here on the daily. We just broke above the moving average, and now we're using it as support. So just to make this more clear, you can see that we are trading in this ascending triangle, and this could take weeks, days. Let's see how long to the apex. I mean, yeah, maybe it could take another few weeks till we really break out, and it can just kind of chop in this zone. It's just important to be patient, and we're going to need another week definitely to check out what's happening with the moving averages right here to see if we do get that cross. So if Bitcoin can kind of break this area right here, because you can see every time we try, we get sold down heavily, and this is just like a huge pull back in price. We give everything back to the markets, pull back in price. So I was actually kind of excited. I was kind of surprised that Bitcoin closed this candle. I was hoping we didn't give everything back, and then I wouldn't have been as bullish. But this candle closes pretty decent on the weekly. It's pretty solid. It's we're just going to hope that the next week we can do something just as similar or even better, and then break above this right here so we can start pasting some candles above this, and then I would get more bullish. Ultimately, I'm looking for this to break the 45k, and then if we're going to blast right above, or if we're going to like kind of grind on it, you know, maybe like this, maybe this is better. Go up and then grind on it, and then move to the upside. But if we break down, definitely wouldn't be good, you know. If we just did that, would not be good. And if we break the lows here, that's not a straight line. If we break the lows right here, and you can see like we're kind of in this channel in the weekly, and you can see we're just kind of trading within the channel, and you can see the pumps are getting weaker and weaker. You can see this is weaker, and we'll see where this goes. Are we going to break above 45k, or are we going to keep trading within this zone? If we trade below, I'm expecting lower lows. If we break this to the downside, I'm expecting lower lows, and I'd hopefully reposition to get some cheaper Bitcoin. And if we break above here, then I'm expecting 53k and potentially even running to all-time highs. I'm very surprised that Bitcoin's still holding its price with everything that's going on right now. Let me know your thoughts. If you're seeing anything else on the Bitcoin charts, if you think we're going up, down, bullish, bearish, put them in the comments. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.